When did you decide you were going to testify?
In 2022, motherfucker got some bodies. Hey,
damn,
man,
so you just on here.
Because Ksoo is already who he gonna be.
Man, he introduced them to this.
And I would think because one of
Look
those
at his
little
chain.
boys,
Look what he got on.
Ksoo
He's
was
still,
stupid
bro, you
close
talking about
with.
shoes.
And I would think that he would think
and
about
get out
them
and still
too.
think you a gangster.
You know
got
what I'm
a
saying?
gun
Like,
on his
okay,
chain around his neck.
let me think about.
Do you feel like without you testifying, Ksoo still would have went to jail for life?
Of course.
No.
So you don't feel like you were the nail in the coffin?
No.
So that makes you feel better?
Yes, you was.
Kind.
The whole point is you shouldn't be up there in the
I
first
think
place,
his lawyers
bro. That's
just
the whole
didn't do him
point,
a
though.
good
You missing that.
justice. I think
Dummy.
that he should have had
I ain't bring him up in this
the
world and
lady,
you take him out the
the
world
lady
to rap.
lawyer as his lead lawyer.
Those them
in
little
the
motherfuckers you
deposition.
just met or somebody you been knowing for
Like
over
she broke me.
20 years.
She made me tap out.
Why ain't y'all hear that shit?
And
You
I
got some
think
more.
that she should have been
Come on,
that
bro.
lead.
I'm the only one that gotta live this life, so I'ma live it. I couldn't wait to see the day that I can shout without no limit. I made M's in the pandemic. I thank God that I'm still in it. I watch bro run up some shit for real. And
Ksoo dad tell us why he testified on his own fucking son. I really don't want to hear this shit, but I do want to hear the bullshit excuse he got, so I can go the fuck off. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, get 15 likes. Shout out, Say Cheese, bro. Say Cheese messy as fuck.
When did you decide you were going to testify?
In 2022,
Was it a hard decision?
it was the hardest decision of my life. But I sat for those years thinking that let me let them wrap this situation around their head. Let them see and let them. They gonna step up. They gonna get pops out of this. Reason being, I'm thinking like this is because I know me as a father to them. So I'm thinking like, okay, they gonna get me out of this. Let me give them a little time. If I wait 2 years, and I tell my lawyer, I say, look, get with. See, I'm using Ksoo, but I call him Keeman. I say, get with Keeman lawyer, get with Crazy K lawyer, get with them. Let's all sit down and see which way we gonna fight this thing. How we gonna fight this thing? They let their lawyers tell them, no, they don't think this is a good idea. Okay, if y'all thought I was on some bullshit or something, then hear me out like you've been hearing me out. I'm the one who been getting y'all out of trouble all this time now. So hear me out. Don't say nothing. Don't incriminate yourself. Just let me do all the talking. Because they know I got a plan. Okay, Ksoo, you want to go to trial? This is what we gonna do. This one I'm gonna tell my plan. This how I'm gonna tell my plan. This the plan. I had 2 plans. Butter a serial killer. That motherfucker got some bodies. Hey,
Damn,
man,
so you just on here. Oh! Ain't no way you just dropped that like that. Say cheese. That's why it's called Say Cheese. He be having all the.
Hey, and we're gonna let all these motherfucking victim families know that they are sweeping this shit under the rug because Butter is a state witness in this case. So now all these families gonna go on an uproar. News, this, that, because of Butter. It's gonna make him a bad witness. Second plan is this. If they talk to me, now these the plans. The second plan, if you don't want to go with that plan, let's do with this. I'm gonna get about at least 4 of these old ladies. I'm talking about over 50 in my grandma's neighborhood. They gonna come in here and they gonna testify that Ksoo was on their street eating breakfast that morning when this situation happened. We're gonna do like the state said. We're gonna let the jury figure it out. We're gonna let them see if they're gonna believe these old church-going ladies or they gonna believe Butter. See, I think the days of just sitting there with the burden of proof is on the state.
It sounds good, man.
I think that's gone.
Bro, no.
Sad, but it's gone because you don't have to say nothing as a defendant. But I think if you have a defense, it's gonna look better in front of the jury. Does that make sense to you?
When you were testifying and you looked at Ksoo, did he look like he wanted to kill you?
He looked like he didn't believe it. I don't think it registered on him until after the fact. I don't think he want to kill me. I don't think he want to do nothing to me. It's just more so that he hurt, because I have a conversation that always play in my mind that me and him had. I know he loved me, and he told me, he was like, man, I used to wait every year for you to come home. I used to wait every year. Every year they tell me you coming home. And it was just to a point to where I just gave up. And he said, you popped up and you came home and you got me. Like that, you know what I'm saying? And that conversation, it just always play over and over in my head, because I had to have a hand in him getting a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta also look, that's the tail side of the coin. The head side of the coin is I got 2 1-year-old boys. I got a daughter too, little daughter. But the reason why, the boys is because these are problems you have with boys. Girls are gonna have the little girl problems, and nowadays they have girl problems. They don't have goddamn, and I had to think about them. And I had to think, man, that I got to save who I can save. If I can, I got to at least try.
Nigga,
because Ksoo is already who he gonna be.
Mind you, he introduced them to this.
And I would think because one of
Look
those
at his
little
chain.
boys,
Look what he got on.
Ksoo was
still,
stupid
bro,
close
you talking about
with.
shoes.
And I would think that he would think
and
about
get out
them
and still
too.
think you a gangster.
You know
got
what I'm
a
saying?
gun
Like,
on his
okay,
chain around his neck.
let me think about my
Like,
little
bro.
brother, man. My little brother need his dad, and ain't all his other brothers going to jail. He need his dad out there. Because those little boys gonna outgrow them mama's beatings. That ain't gonna be nothing to them.
Do you feel like without you testifying, Ksoo still would have went to jail for life?
Of course.
No.
So you don't feel like you were the nail in the coffin?
No.
So that makes you feel better?
Yes, you was.
Kinda.
I don't feel better in no kind of way.
Jury could have been 50-50 split if you didn't, if the daddy didn't tell.
In no kind of way. Ain't nothing can make me feel better. I don't think that I was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you were.
To say because
That's your own sperm. You sat there and told the truth and
his
nothing but
live
the truth.
video
and rose your
and
right
the
hand
video of the
up to
killing
God,
put him
nigga.
on the scene.
The hell?
His hair in the car, his fingerprints on the gun put him in the car. Now you got to go from here. These are all the things that I looked at before I made the decision that I made. If you in that car at the wreck, you was in that car at the murder. Because the murder started, then the car wrecked, then the neighborhood. Prosecutors gonna put all this puzzle together and present it to the jury. You got a dude that's admitting to 2 murders, testifying, Butter, star witness, saying he was there. That's gonna weigh a lot with that jury. Now do I think what I did helped? Yes. But see, that go to show that his lawyers failed him because his lawyer knew that the main thing for me was to identify him on that video. And his lawyer kept pushing this other dude. He kept showing this other dude. I don't know what happened. They had a sidebar The prosecutor was finna play the tape, the recording. They had a sidebar. The judge wouldn't let them play the tape. I said, thank God. I said, oh, thank God, boy, this ain't finna happen. Ksoo lawyer kept pushing this other guy, this other dude. He was showing me another guy, Crazy Chris. He was showing me Crazy Chris. You know, this Crazy Chris. They was trying to make like Crazy Chris was the one who, they was trying to deceive the jury that Crazy Chris the one who did it, because Crazy Chris was supposed to have been sitting on Bibby early that morning but missed him. Not Bibby, excuse me. He was supposed to have been sitting on Lil Buck early that morning and missed it.
Yeah.
So Ksoo lawyer kept pushing this. This motherfucking prosecutor got up with that video, and when the prosecutor was finna play the video, the judge said, hey, hold it. Prosecutor said, I'm not finna talk about the defendant. He said, I'm not finna say nothing about the defendant. He played the video, and he said, you made them play the video. Leave this shit alone. Get me from up here. I'm talking about Ksoo and them lawyers. Get me from up here so I won't have to do this here.
Yeah,
That was the
I
last
kinda
part
get
of the
that part.
testimony that I had when, boom, they played the video. And he said,
Should have
that
ended this
Chris?
in no further questions. But
Well,
instead, he kept pushing it for him to identify somebody else. So now
And who is that?
The prosecutor had a rebuttal question, which was the
This
video.
man don't constantly shove this in front of the jury, showing them that this somebody else. He gives the prosecutor no avenue to play this motherfucking video while I'm up there.
The whole point is you shouldn't be up there in the
I
first
think
place,
his lawyers
bro. That's
just
the
didn't
whole
do him
point,
a
though.
good
You missing that.
justice. I think that
Dummy.
he should have had
How you bring a motherfucker in this
the
world and
lady,
you take him out the
the
world to
lady
rap?
lawyer as his lead lawyer. That motherfucker, that was bulldog. She broke me down.
You chose them
in
little
the
motherfuckers you
deposition.
just met over somebody you've been knowing for
Like
over
she broke me.
20 years.
She made me
on.
tap out.
Why ain't y'all hear that shit?
And
You
I
got some
think
more.
that she should have been
Bro,
that lead in that case.
keep it real with you.
Because you got to think, when you put a woman,
Just had them.
you put the woman's in two.
Yeah.
He's bogus.